Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have already discussed about that things with you, how can insert the data from your contact form, right? And also here we successfully display it. So now in this video, I want to work for our authentication. That means the logging authentication. So into the logging authentication, I will discuss about how can working with the logging, register, forget password. So everything step by step I will show you. So for doing this better for the authentication, I want to create another application, then it will be better, right? So first of all, I want to do in our menu area, into the menu area, I want to put one of the menu. So that is in our layout, right? So now we don't need this. I just simply remove everything from here and now go to our layouts and into the layouts area. So that is our menu, right? So that is our menu. So to the menu, I just simply copy it. Okay, I just copy, and here after this contact, I name it one of the account or my account, whatever you want. So I name it as a my account. Okay, that will be as a my account. And here also we have to put some of the URL. So now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, so that is our home. You can see that is actually my account. Perfect. So that is our home page and that is our my account. So now I want to do for our account section, I want to create another application. So if you want to create another application, I think friend, you already remember it. What exactly you have to do? You have to redirect it to your portfolio page. That means our main directory, right? So that is our main directory, and into the main directory area, I want to create one of the application. So if you want to create that application, you have to write down as a Django. Sorry. That will be as a Django, and then admin, Django admin start app, and I just name one of the, I just name it as a authentication. Okay, I just name one of the application as a authentication. So now if you want to create it, like I just click the enter. Now you can see it's now created one of the authentication. So that is our authentication. So first work we have to do, we have to add that our authentication application in our main portfolio setting. So right now I have created new one. So I just simply copy it and here paste it. It will be as a authentication, our application name. Okay, so that means that will be our authentication. Perfect. So make that sure spelling is correct, rather than you will get the error. That is our authentication. Perfect. So now I just click as a save all, and now I just simply remove it. And then our next work is we have to create one of the URL, because everything related with our authentication, I want to save all that URL in our particular this application area. So for the reasons, I create new file and urls.py. So I just simply created one of the URLs, and now here it should be just like that. If you go to the contact, from our contact URL, better from here I just copy it. Okay, I copy it and here I just simply paste it. So here we have to add one of the authentication, and also in our main URL, that means in our main app, and that is our URL. And here also we have to load it fast, right? So I just name it, and it will be as a authentication. So that will be one of the authentication, and here we have to include our this authentication, then that is our URLs, right? So now here I just added our authentication. So that will be our authentication. I hope it's very much clear to you, friend. That means when it will be make that path as authenticate, and it will be redirected to our authenticate URL. That means it will be redirected to our this authenticate, and that is our authenticate URL. And here we have to create one of the function. That means here we have to add that function name on here, right? So I want to do in our views, I want to create one of the function name as a logging, and I also want to name that path as a logging. Right, so now we have to create this function, that means a logging function in our view. I have already added input it our view, that means in our authentication, that is our view, right? So here I want to create one of the function. So if you want to create it like the def and then our function name as a logging, right? And then also here you have to pass one of the request. So as I told you before, the procedure will be just like that same, and then return, and then the return, and with this return render, right, with this return render here we have to pass our pass parameter will be as a request, and then our file location. So better for the authentication, I want to do in our template area, that is our template. Into the template area for our authentication, I want to create another new folder, and I just name it as authentication. Okay, I name it one of the folder name, which will be as a authentication. So I just simply name it. So into the authentication area, I want to create some of the file. I want to create one of the file as a logging.html, and also I want to create another file for the register, that means for the registration.html, and also for the forget password I want to create another one as a forget.html. Perfect. So here I have created 3 of this as a logging, register HTML, and the logging HTML. So now first of all, I want to load our logging. That means in our view, authentication view, it will be render our this position. That means first of all that will be our authentication folder. Into the authentication folder I want to load our this logging.html. So that will be the logging.html. Perfect. So here I just simply returned it. That means when in our URL it will be added our this path, it should be rejected to our view with our this method, that means this function. Into the view, that is our function, and into the function area I just simply return render our this page. So now if you want to display it like that is our logging HTML, right? So better I want to copy everything from our contact. Okay, that means everything I want to copy it. I just simply copy everything from here, and now in our logging, so step by step I will work for our log register and the forget. That is our main URL. So that is our main URL as authenticate. So right now also better I just save it. Okay, save all, I just remove it, and here I just simply paste it, right friend? So that will be our logging. Okay, logging page, and also that will be as a logging page, that means the logging, and here that will be as a logging, and then there is a map. So you don't need this map, I just simply remove it. And also there is a location, that is our contact. So here also we don't need this actually. Okay, here also we don't need this, better that is our this dev. So I want to actually remove our total this dev. Okay, so from here I want to actually remove total things from here. So that's all. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, so now it should be loaded, right? So it should be loaded. So for that we have already created one of the URL path, and I just named that path as a logging, right? That means here I load it as a logging. So into the layout area I can actually add our this path. That means into the layout I have already created one of the menu as our my account. So it should be loaded our this URL. So I just simply added our URL will be as a logging, right? So now I just simply added as a logging. Perfect. Now if you click as a save all, if you refresh it, and now if you go to our my account, yes, you can see it's now perfectly loaded our logging. That is our home logging, and that is our logging input field. So now we have to do, first of all I want to actually design all that our page. I want to design our logging page, our register page, and also the forget password page, and then we will actually work dynamically how can logging that user. So don't worry, step by step I will cover everything. Okay, so now first of all for the logging we will need actually two fields. One will be as an email field, and another will be as a password field, right? So now I want to actually customize it. So that is the layout. I have already put that link. Now go to our logging.html. So here I simply load it, right? So here that is our form. So right now I only want to take one form, okay, rather than everything I want to remove it. That is one of the form. Also There is another one. Better I just simply remove everything from here. Okay, so I just simply remove everything, click as a save all, refresh it. Yeah, now you can see there is actually one field as your name. So that is our form. So right now we don't need this. I just simply remove this div. Okay, and also I remove this div. So that is one of the div, and that is our and div, right? So that will be as and div. So this form I want to do and to make as a form not row, I make as a form group. Okay, that will be as a form group, and also I take another one, paste it. Now let's check this out. If it does a save all and refresh it, yeah, you can see there is actually our 1 and the 2. Perfect. And then also here I want to do and to make that things it should be as a logging. Okay, it should be as a logging, and then that is our div. I want to actually, there is our LG10, so I want to make the things as a LG4. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see it's perfect. That is actually logging form. That means that is actually the call LG4. So now first of all that will be as an email. That means here I want to put some of the placeholder as a your email. Okay, email, and then it will be as your password. So that will be our placeholder, and here that is the name. Name, I just name it as an email, and also for the type will be for the email as an email type, right? And for the password I make the things as a password type, so it will be as a password type, and also I name it as a password. Perfect. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh, yeah, you can see, so that is actually your email placeholder, and that is our password. So here you have to put your email address, and then that is actually our password type. And also here I want to add another link for our forget password, and then I want to add another one for the register. That means that is our form. So after this form, okay, here I take one of the small, and with this small area I put some of the note as a don't have an account. Okay, if you don't have any account, then you can create new one. Okay, this type of one of the ahref. So better here I added on the ahref. Here it should be as a register. Okay, register now. So this type of one of the button link will be visible, and also for the forget password, so that is all logging, that means logging button. So after this here I name it as a forget. Okay, forget password or my password. Okay, that means I forget my password, so that will be as a forget my password. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see that actually forget my password, then logging, and then our register. So better I want to do and to actually put some of the bracket. Okay, I just put some of the bracket, and also form area I put some of the bracket. Click as a save all, refresh it. So after this also here that is actually the bracket I want to do, and the bracket that after that is small. Now click as a save all, refresh it. Yeah, we can see there is actually register, that is our forget password. Perfect. So now friend, I hope you can well understand about it. So here what exactly we have to do, right? So that is our email address and the password, forget password. So if you click as a forget password, so then our forget password template will be loaded, and also if you click on here, it will be loaded our another one. So if you want to do that work, first of all we have to actually load it. That means we have to create first of all some of the URL. So go to our URL, that means in our authentication URL. So here I want to do and to copy it. I want to take 2 of this. So first of all for our register, it should be as a register. Okay, Okay, registration, and then in our view, into the view area, I have to create one of the function as a registration, and I just name it as a registration. And also another one, I want to add one of the path for our forget password as a forget password. Okay, that will be as a forget password, and into the view area I have to create one of the function as a forget password, and then I just name it as a forget password. So now we have to create our both of this. That means in our view we have to create our both of this method, right? So now go to our authentication and the views. So friend, you can see how much easy it is. If you already know that basic structure, how much easily you can do that work. So right now we have to create both of this. So first of all, it will be as a register. That means this one, that is our register method, and another function that is our forget password. So that will be as a forget password. So here I want to load our two of this page. That means one will be for our the registration.com, registration.html. so I just simply name it as a registration.html, and then another one as a forget.html. Perfect. So that's all we have to do. So here we successfully updated our login page. So in our next video, I want to first of all design our forget page, and then I want to design our register page, and after that we will work. Okay, and also here if you want to add some of the name, then it will be better if you go to our login HTML. Before this form, here I want to take one of the h22 tag, and I just name it as a logging your account. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now perfect. It's now showing as a logging your account. So in the next video I want to design our forget password page, and then I want to design our register, and after that we will work. Okay, how can do that work step by step? I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.